Welcome to Compliance TV Global Newscasts. News featured is taken from CompNet Complete, our news, analysis and tracking service, and your comprehensive view of the regulatory landscape. In the US, senior SEC officials discuss new risk management initiatives and the restructuring of the SEC Enforcement Unit at a recent Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association Compliance and Legal Society seminar in Phoenix. SEC Chair Mary L. Shapiro and Enforcement Director Robert Khuzami also addressed the impact of budget cuts on the regulator's activities. Shapiro and Khuzami detailed some important changes, particularly relevant to governance, risk and compliance professionals. Shapiro announced that the Office of Compliance Inspections and Examinations is redesigning its examination program for the corporate governance structure of registrants around enterprise risk and internal controls. The Association of Private Client Investment Managers and Stockbrokers wants a stay of execution on the deadline for experienced practitioners to gain retail distribution review qualifications, said Tim May, Chief Executive. It has also asked for the reinstatement of the dictionary definition of independence. We are now joined by Joe Wallen. Joe, the RDR deadline is the end of December 2012, 20 months away. What is Apkims hoping to change?
By the end of December 2012, anybody that wants to offer investment advice has to get a qualification that is QCF level 4, which is about the equivalent of the first year of a degree. That applies whether or not you've got years and years of experience in the industry or you've only just started. Everybody is supposed to get to level 4, and it doesn't really take into account how much experience you've got. What Apkims is asking for is that those advisors who may be quite a bit older, who may have 20 or 30 years experience, are given a bit more time either to get their level 4 qualification or to wind down their business towards retirement. Apkims is proposing maybe an extra year for every 10 years experience they have. So ultimately somebody with 30 years could have an extra 3 years.
And is there still time for the industry to bring about changes to RDR?
The problem is the industry has now had a long time. The first RDR discussion paper was out in June 2007. The deadline's not till the end of 2012. That's a pretty long time anyway. There are a few things the FSA has not yet finalised, for example, final rules on platforms, and with those sort of things there's time for the industry still to discuss and lobby. Unfortunately, with something like qualifications, those have been pretty much set in stone since day one, and it's very likely that this is the last chance and there's no more room for negotiation. I was at a round table in the city the other day where a representative from the FSA listened to 2 hours of discussion on RDR and said, I've heard these arguments for the last 3 years. Frankly, now is the time that firms should be busy implementing changes, and there's not really much room for further discussion.
Thank you, Joe. The recent censure of Saxo Bank Dubai Limited by the Dubai Financial Services Authority reflected the new global regulatory push for more hands-on regulation, said Sharon Ditchburn, Managing Director of Capital Advantage. Ditchburn added that the DFSA action was among the first public censures for a firm with continuing operations in the Dubai International Financial Centre. The DFSA recently censured SBDL for breaching client take-on and anti-money laundering rules. According to the DIFC regulator, SBDL had failed to classify and identify clients, sign client agreements, perform ongoing due diligence, adequately monitor client transactions, and maintain appropriate systems and controls in relation to politically exposed persons. And finally, the Stock Exchange of Hong Kong, which saw the largest amount of money raised worldwide through initial public offerings last year, has lagged behind global peers in general securities turnover due to its high trading costs it charges, according to critics. Ranked by market capitalisation, the exchange is the world's 7th largest exchange, but ranked by securities turnover, it is only in 10th place when compared with other exchanges around the world, according to recent figures compiled by the government. The reason, according to legislator Abraham Sheikh Lahim, was the high cost of trading on the exchange, which enjoys a virtual monopoly in Hong Kong. The securities trading costs in Hong Kong are 35% and 25% higher than those in the United States and the United Kingdom respectively, which discourages institutional investors from trading frequently and thus impacts on the overall trading volume, he said. To read about these or any other stories from Compliance TV in more depth, please log into complet.com or contact us if you would like a free trial. Join us next week for another newscast from the Compliance TV Global News team.